What would you say if I told you that all of your children can go to college? All of your students can go to college. I want to share with you how. But before I do that, I want you to like this video, subscribe to this channel, hit the notification bell. Who am I? I'm Dr. Manuel Scott, Dr. Manny Scott, speaker, author, original freedom writer. I'm a husband, I'm a dad. I was a high school dropout. I got my PhD. I used to be homeless. Now I'm a pilot who has his own airplane. And things are going pretty good for me now. But there was a time in my life when things were not so great. But let me share a story with you. So when my wife was pregnant with my first son, I was nervous. I was terrified because I thought I was going to ruin his life. Why did I feel that way? Because I didn't really know how to be a good dad. I'd never seen a good dad up close. I'd never really had a relationship with a good father. I'd never seen a father interact with his children in a healthy way. I'd never seen a husband stick around to model for me how to be a good husband and a father. And so I just had so many inadequacies when it came to being a dad and even a husband. But I married a woman who was very well raised. She was born into a family, a beautiful, strong family. She's the baby of 6. Her parents were married 62 years, and all 6 of their children, even though dad only made $12,000 a year, even though her father only made $12,000 a year, all 6 of those children, growing up in South Central Los Angeles, right where the Los Angeles riots erupted, right there in Florence and Normandy. She grew up right there in the hood, in that home. And all 6 of my wife and her siblings graduated from some of the finest universities in the world. So I asked her, I said, what did your parents do to position all of you guys to graduate from high school, do well in school, and to go to college? Here's what she told me. She said, Manny, it was just expected of us to do well in school. We were just expected to do well in school, to graduate from high school and go to college. She said, by the time I came around, it was just in our culture. It was in our home. My oldest brother went to college. My second brother went to college. My third brother, my other brother, my sister went. Everybody went to college. And so it was just in our home that you're going to go to church and you are going to get a good education. You got to go get that piece of paper because no one can take that piece of paper from you, your diploma, your degree. The expectation in her home was that everybody was going to do well in school and everyone was going to go to college. It was a non-negotiable, and all 6 of them went to college. So that taught me the power of expectation. It taught me that if I set a standard in my home, if I set a standard in a classroom, if I set a standard in an auditorium or a gym at an assembly, if I set a standard and I externalize my expectations, everyone will rise to that standard. Everyone will rise to that level of expectation because it's a non-negotiable. If you are in this home, you are going to do well in school and you are going to go to college. My wife said she didn't hear that message a whole lot. She just knew that that's what it meant to be in her family. So what can you do as a parent? What can you do as an educator to create a standard, an expectation that if you're in my class, if you're in this home, you are going to do well in school and you are going to go to college or you are going to do fill in the blank. But it starts with the leader in that home. It starts with the parents. It starts with that classroom teacher. It starts with that principal. It starts with a superintendent. It starts with someone modeling excellence, externalizing that excellence, and calling everyone up to that excellence so that they internalize that it's just expected of me to do well. I can do well and I will do well. Why? Because I'm supposed to. Use that in your work. Use that in your home. Set a standard of excellence in that home, in that classroom. If you're here, you're going to do well. Baruti Kafele says, is my school better? He asked the question, I think it's one of his books. Is my school better because I lead it? Is my classroom better because I lead it? Is my home better because I lead it? You have the power to alter the trajectory of your own child's life, of a student's life, by setting very high expectations for them. Oh, and by the way, so I've modeled that and I've established that in my own home with my wife. And guess what? My 3 children, we've homeschooled them for most of their lives, and we've just put them back into public school. We enrolled them in public school, 2 middle schoolers and 1 high schooler. They're all in advanced classes, in honors classes. My daughter is about to be tested for gifted classes because she's just killing it in the classroom. Both of the boys are getting 100s and 98s and 97s on their biology tests, their science quizzes, their math, their assessment tests. Teacher said to my daughter's group, she says, no one in this pod of 100 students has earned 100% on this test. My daughter took that as a challenge, and that day she was one of the other, she and another little girl were the only 2 kids to get 100 on this assessment test. My daughter has high expectations internalized. She knows that we expect greatness in her, but what's even more amazing is she expects greatness within herself. Within herself. She says, I'm going to be the valedictorian of my high school. She says, I know I can. She says, school is easy. I like school because of my friends. I can see my friends, but school is the easy part. So my children have benefited from the high expectations that my wife and I have set for them, that we've tried to model for them. My wife has a master's degree. I have a PhD. And so my children have seen us striving to do our best, to become our best, to get our education. They've heard us and they know that we value their education. Education is so important. The one that others give you and the one that you give yourself. Education is so important if you want to achieve your dreams, whatever they are. All right? So be sure to comment, to like, to subscribe, hit the notification bell. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments. I will probably be uploading another video next Friday. And I have some exciting things I want to share with you. Lots of topics I want to teach about, techniques I want to share with you, approaches, strategies, and perspectives I want to share with you. So I don't want you to miss those things as I am pulling back from the road. But I'll share more about that later. For now, be sure to like, be sure to subscribe, share this with some friends, with some teachers, with some parents, and I'll see you soon. Again, thank you for watching.